As of today, there are 8 billion people on Earth. From all age ranges, people possess different types of skills. Some people are great at playing chess, others are talented at playing instruments, and some can even play sports better than others. But out of all the skills and talents that people possess in our modern society, there's one that stands out greatly amongst the others due to the great benefits it brings to one's life. Many would even consider it as a superpower. Personally, I am lucky enough to have learned this when I was younger, and I can 100% confirm that it comes with great benefits to change one's life. And the beauty of the society we live in is that anyone can obtain this superpower in a short amount of time, if committed. We have unlimited resources at our disposal to learn, and it's all free, so I recommend you learn this as early as possible. The superpower I'm talking about that will change your life for the better is being bilingual. For those who don't know, a bilingual person is one that has the ability to speak 2 languages, and this is more powerful than one may think. In today's world, there are over 7,000 languages spoken, and most people only know 1. And these people are limiting themselves greatly from possessing a superpower that could absolutely change their lives. You might be wondering to yourself, how is being bilingual a superpower? Well, let me just start off by saying that the fact you can speak a completely different language will allow you to open doors to meeting millions of different people. Let's say you're a guy who speaks English and is looking for a girlfriend. You will basically be limited to girls that speak English. On the other hand, let's say you're a guy that speaks English and Spanish. Not only will you have the option to date girls that speak English, but you'll be opening yourself to a whole new world of girls from Spanish-speaking countries. Being bilingual will literally give someone millions of more options in the dating field than the guy who just speaks English. Speaking 2 languages will not only give you millions of more options of women to deal with in the dating field, but women are just attracted to a guy that can speak a different language than their native language. They're just attracted to that shit, bro. It's weird. I remember when I moved to South America. When I first got into school, I only knew English. And since I knew a language different from the native language, which is Spanish, so many girls found me attractive after a couple of days of attending school just because of the fact I could speak English. It got to the point that even the girls 2 grades above me were wanting to talk to me and were wanting my attention. But it all makes sense. I could speak English in an area where people only speak Spanish, and this was seen as rare. The key word there is rare. What is rare is often valued way more than something that is common. Being able to speak a second language will not only give you more options with different women, but girls will also find you more attractive as well. It shows these women that you are cultural, and girls love a man of culture. I mentioned that being bilingual opens doors to meeting different people from different cultures. Since you are out meeting new people, this will give you a greater opportunity to be successful in life. Let's say you are only able to speak French. This means that you will only be able to connect and work with people that speak French. But if you were able to speak French and Italian, this just opens up so many more doors of more people you can connect and network with. Your circle is important. You are who you surround yourself with. Tim Sanders once said, "Your network is your net worth." If you surround yourself with positive and successful people, you will most likely build and emulate those successful habits from your peers. But since we're talking about opportunity and success, I want to talk about how being bilingual greatly increases your success at finding a job and how you can get paid more by speaking 2 languages. As the number of immigrants increases each year in most countries around the world, jobs will be seeking to hire people with the ability to speak multiple languages to work with foreign customers. So if 2 people apply for the same job, one applicant being a person who speaks 1 language and another who's bilingual, there's an exponentially higher chance that the bilingual speaker gets the job. Since you have a skill that makes you stand out greatly from anyone else applying, and you have a skill that can also greatly help the company, you'll be put at the top of that interview list, greatly increasing your chances of getting the job. Since you have learned a completely different language, this will show your employer that you are motivated and driven to learn new skills, basically increasing your chances of getting the job even more. And since you possess skills that can greatly help a company out, a bilingual speaker could even ask for a higher salary due to the fact that you can deal with different customers. If you still aren't convinced that this is a real life superpower, well, maybe this will change your mind. The ability to speak multiple languages will increase your confidence and decrease anxiety simultaneously. Let's say you're learning Portuguese. Having to speak the language in itself will automatically force you to interact with other people. The thing is, when you're learning a new language, You will mess up sometimes when you're talking to other people, but this is okay because this is part of the learning process. As time passes, you will find yourself getting better at speaking to others in Portuguese, and in that process of perfecting your Portuguese, you would have built confidence from the trials and tribulations of learning the language. This is exactly how to gain confidence. You must be comfortable with being uncomfortable. The problem is, many people want to gain confidence and reduce their anxiety, but would rather sit comfortably all day in their room playing video games. If anything, this makes your anxiety worse. You must put yourself out there to improve your confidence, and learning a language is one of the best ways to do that. So not only will learning more than one language increase your confidence greatly, but it actually helps your brain function immensely. It is proven that those who are able to speak more than one language have shown an increase in attention span, improvements in memory, greater concentration, and increased creativity. These brain benefits are not only great for your day-to-day life, but they reduce aging. Yes, if you speak more than one language, you age slower. In a study conducted by York University back in 2020, it has been proven that bilingual speakers have reduced risk of dementia and also delay Alzheimer's disease. This goes back to the mental benefits I stated. You will overall be keeping your mind sharp as you age. Additionally, one of the best things about learning a second language is that it makes your travel experience 10 times better. Going to a foreign country and not knowing their native language is obviously doable, and millions of people do it every single day. But actually going to a country and knowing the language that they speak just makes the travel experience so much better. Let's say you and your girl travel to Spain. She speaks English, but you speak English and Spanish. Since there is someone who can speak Spanish, you will no longer be wasting time having to translate everything. There will be less confusion, there will be less questions asked, and you can actually enjoy the culture as if you guys were residents of the country. I'm not saying monolingual speakers aren't capable of visiting other countries, but when you're a bilingual speaker, it is a completely different experience and a much more enjoyable experience because you're actually living the culture at first hand. Not only that, but when you only speak one language, you're limiting yourself from discovering the arts of people from around the world. For example, let's say you speak both English and Spanish. Not only will you be able to experience work in English, but you'll be able to experience Spanish art as well. You will be able to consume knowledge from books by English and Spanish authors, increasing your knowledge from different points of view around the world. This also applies to movies as well. No more translation captions are needed. You will be able to enjoy the movie in its true original form. But personally, the best part is being able to listen to music in another language and completely understand everything they're saying. You will literally be immersing yourself in a completely different world of music. You will be discovering all these new artists, you will be discovering all these new songs, and personally, this is probably my favorite thing to do as a bilingual. Speaking a second language is literally a superpower, and if you can speak more than 2 languages, then shout out to you because I find that truly fascinating. Learning another language is not difficult if you put in the work. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on some BS college course. You can literally do this all for free. The world is your playground. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm advising you, and this will completely change your life for the better.